Wright was an undergrad studying under Einstein, and she claims she acted in the capacity of his assistant during her studies.
In 1993, the Shirley Wright tapes were then released. Shirley Wright apparently was an aide to Albert Einstein, and in previous years, Einstein had been invited along to Area 51 to have a look at the developments that were taking place there, to have a look in particular at the flying saucer technology to see if they could understand what the propulsion mechanisms were.
Tell me a bit more about the beams, the communication. What kind of information was given? Did they ask you anything? Did you ask them anything?
Oh yeah, it was going both ways. We asked them several questions and they asked us several questions.
She gets into quite some detail with these questions that the aliens were asked.
They knew right away that we are intellectually inferior and scientifically inferior.
Well, then how was it that they crashed? Was there any information about that? Because if they have such great technology, how is it that something had gone wrong?
Exactly, that's what we thought. There was a lot of things like that we had asked them. We asked them what they ate. We asked them what kind of gases they use, like I mentioned before. We asked them about their lives, their support, their origin. We asked them what they use for propulsion.
So is this something that she witnessed, or could this be maybe something that she's sort of picked up from cultural myths over the years?
The entourage were given free rein to get inside the spacecraft and have a look and have conversations with aliens that were actually being held on site. So an extraordinary account of a number of exchanges with these aliens who apparently were looking for an alternative series of planets that they could look to colonize over time. Extraordinary stories. Again, resonating beautifully with the Roswell incident.
They didn't let me touch it, but the other people were permitted to do that just because they were curious about, knowing what kind of materials they used.
I can't think of a reason why anybody would do this in her position. She's credible, she was a student of Einstein, she's got nothing to gain. She hasn't sought fame and fortune or even, any attention from her story. It didn't come out until after she died. So this doesn't seem to me like anything other than somebody getting something off their chest.
And this is kind of a key point because all of a sudden the stories through the 90s started to take a focus less so on the spacecraft itself, but maybe on the aliens and these creatures that were visiting.
She claimed to have photographs. But they've never materialised. So it's another, one of those stories, and in that respect, it bit the dust.
Do we believe them? Well, why not? They're not liars. Are they liars? Who knows? Are they just enthusiastic? Are they embellishing the truth? Are they mistaken?
When we think about what an alien looks like, the classic alien grey.
These creatures, all of